Now, a big house like this really deserves something big packed outside. Cue the music. So first up is GDR Supermarket. This is by Hellraiser, 12.44 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them, as you can imagine, under sell points. Now, we've got two different versions here. We've got Supermarket 1, which is going to cost you 10 grand, which is obviously going to be a sell point. You then got Supermarket 2, which is also a sell point, but a little bit different. So what obviously you do, you're going to bring your stuff in, this one here, and you can chuck it in there, sells it off straight away, like a normal sell point, no problem. You come across to this one, you chuck your stuff in, you then have to go into the production chain menu and turn it on. There we are. So we're now selling bread, if I'd have put any in it, mind you. I mean, you're going to get one-to-one recipe, so it's not going to be an issue with that. And obviously, this is going to sell it off gradually. So when it chugs along, you know, it's going to sell it off gradually throughout the day. You know, every hour, you're going to sell a bit off. Fair enough. Now, you may be thinking, why don't I just change it to selling and it's going to do it on its own anyway? Well, I'm pressing X now, and you can't change the output. So the storing is the actual selling by that point then, because you can't change the distribute. You can't put it to distributing, so you can't send it off to another production chain. So just running it is going to be just selling it off. All right, fair. I mean, entirely up to you if you want to do it per hour or if you want to do it just straight away. Yeah, bang one of these down. Right, next up is Garage 16x8. This is by Wexy, 6.73 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under sheds. It's going to cost you 30 grand to buy, and obviously it's somewhere for you to store your stuff. So come over here like that, open up the door, nice and quick on there, that is alright. And inside, obviously you're going to store your equipment. That being said, I had a little, oh my hook, I'm caught on something here. It's like a collision. Right by the light switch. Interesting. Alright. Maybe just steer clear of that area. I'm just wondering if that's going to hamper getting some sort of vehicle in. Or maybe just go for the other door. That might be a little bit easier. We'll open up that one. There we are. So straight in. Now I'm getting it again. Just as you sort of go in. It's like stopping it. Like the door's not open properly. You just push through it. Now I'm stuck totally. But the door's open. There we are. Ooh, that's I think that might need a little bit of an update. What's going on there? I mean, you've got the option there. Close the door. Yeah, that's fine. But even though it's open, I can't get in. Dear, oh dear. Hold a minute. Let me go get a vehicle. See if that makes a difference. All right. So I've got my old Black Beauty. See, is this going to get stuck? No, that one went straight in. All right. So it's just walking through, that's the problem. Unless I just haven't got enough power in. Oh, now it's fine. Now there's no issue. Now we put a vehicle through it. We broke the fourth wall. No, I'm still getting it there. Oh, there is still a little bit of... Okay, well, what about this door? So if we open up this one, is this going to be the same? Oh, it's alright going out. Coming in. Yeah, we're still getting it. That's really random. Alright, just go through it in a vehicle then. That seems to be fine. Maybe that one needs a little bit of an update then. Next up is German Village Police Station. This is by Saucy Modding and NRX Eki. 29.18 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it under decorations. Now, if you ever wanted to put your teammates into prison, this could be the one for you. Now, outside we have got these 3 little garages, individual bays. You could park your police vehicles in if you wanted to. No problem. And then once you've parked up and you want to start processing your crims, and you come there, say you got front desk, and they're on the mud hub. So, right, fair enough, no worries on that one. Down this door, through this door is going to be like your intelligence gathering. So that one's on, what's that, Rakaba International Criminal, whatever that says. I'm sure that's like a criminal database. And on this one, they're just on mud hub again. Not doing any work. No wonder we've got a crime problem in this country. Right, we'll carry on. Then we'll come through here, and we've got this little holding area like that. So can we go through that door there as well? Got a little bit of a storage area, but I Oh dear, oh dear. We got 2 cells. Yeah, so if you've got 2 of your mates that are doing naughty things, you can come and bring them in here and slam the door behind them. You know, get in there, do your time. You've been bad. Fair enough. Oh dear, oh dear. And we can come back out that door. It takes us out into this little porch area, landing, whatever you want to call it. We have got this door here, which is your interrogation room. You can sit your crims down there. Why did you do it? What are you doing? Maybe I'll get Grandpa in here from when he messed up who'd have bad time for me, but oh, that's Hayes. Throw him in jail. Stick him in there. Slam the door behind him. You're doing a 10 stretch. Right, next up is got to be the biggest 2-bedroom place I've ever seen. This is Lapacho Farmhouse. This is by Namog Mod, 48.87 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under farmhouses. Now, 242 grand is what it's going to cost you to build this palace. Well, we'll call it a palace. I mean, it's huge. It is huge. And yeah, this would cost a lot more in the UK if you were to buy this in real life. All right, fair enough. So we're coming through the front doors. This is where it's all going to get. Wow. There's plenty of space on the go. We're going to go round to the right. Down this hallway. There we are. Got a little bit of a pantry on the go in there. A bit of a kitchen on the go in there. Then we're going to go up the spiral staircase. Yeah. Goes down spiral staircase into the guest suite. We're going to call it that anyway. So you've got a door that opens up onto the balcony, which goes all the way around, mind you, which is all right. And you come in here, you've got a little bit of a... I'm going to say bathroom. There's a bath in it. There's no toilet. And I will say, there's no toilet in the whole house. Where are you going to go for a poo? Right, we'll carry on. I mean, in here, you've got a little guest bedroom. You've got a bed there. You've got this little patio that you can go out. Well, not patio, decking, balcony. There you are. Have a little sit out in the evening sunshine. That's all right. And we'll come back out there. We're going to go back down the staircase. Down the old spiral staircase. There you are. That's pretty good. We have got this little door that opens up into the outside decking area, which is all right. And we'll come around here. We've got this patio door that you can close. And it's open when you place the building down, but you can close it. You know, once it starts raining, you want to keep the water outside. Then we'll come over to the west wing. Dear there. We have got these doors that open up onto the decking as well. We'll come around here. This is going to be your living room. Ah, all right, fair enough. I mean, you've got a little bit of bookcase, a little bit of a reading area over there. Sitting down, you've got your TV over there. That is all right indeed. I mean, we have got this fireplace as well, which is empty. All right. I mean, we have got this door that closes because it's already open when you place it down for some reason. And then around here is going to be out onto your decking. Got a bit of seating area. You can have a little bit of a drink in the evening, maybe a little bit of a, I don't know, al fresco dining, that sort of thing. Then we'll come back out here and we'll go up the main staircase up to the main bedroom. Yeah, so up the stairs we go like that. Round here, a little bit of a landing area, a little bit of a sit down on your sofa. In here is going to be your sleep trigger and your wardrobe trigger. And again, second bathroom, no toilet. I'm assuming you don't need to go to the toilet when you're living in this house, but okay, fair enough. But you have got another doorway out onto the decking. No, it's not decking, is it? A veranda, balcony, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got this room over here. Now, you can only access this from upstairs. You have actually got to come either up the main stairway or the spiral staircase. And obviously come into this little recreational room. We'll call it that. Not quite sure what it's needed for, mind you. But, you know, go do whatever you want to do. Then you've got this balcony out the front to see anybody pulling up to your property. That is all right. I mean, that is a big house. I mean, like I said before, it's only got 2 bedrooms. It's a huge property to only be a 2-bed. And obviously, you got your outside decking area. Oh, I like that. That is all right indeed. Next up is Palace in Lazniki. This is by Michael Pilko, 38.87 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under farmhouses. Now, when it says Palace in the name, it's I'm going to say a deteriorated palace. We'll call it that anyway. 80 grand to place down. Now, you can't go inside, so it is just a sleep trigger decorative option. You've got your sleep trigger at the front door just there. And then you've got your wardrobe trigger at the back door just there. But if you are going for that whole ambiance of taking over a derelict farm, that sort of thing, yeah, this should fit in nicely. I mean, it does take up a bit of space, I will say that. But the detail on it, plasterwork falling off, exposed brick, it's looking alright to me. We've even got some disused tyres here leaning up against the wall. Alright, fair enough. And next up is Timbered Houses. This is by Farmer 5 Tom, 38.46 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find them under Decoration and Others. Now, we've got all these different houses. Now, they both have, well, I say both, all of them have a construction option. There we are. So click on Customize like that. You can have them timbered or plastered versions, and then you get to change the colour to, well, basically anything that you like. So, we have got this one here. That's going to be 9 grand. That's going to be 9 grand. This one's going to be 9 grand. This one's going to be 9 grand. Let's face it, they're all going to be 9 grand, aren't they? Whichever one you want to go for. Now, none of them have a interior, so they are just for decoration. But obviously, all of them do have the customization options. So whether you go for the plastered or timber version, and then coloured versions on that. So if you do need some buildings to, I don't know, fatten up your map, give it a little bit more of a lived-in feel, bit of a village style, yeah, bang some of these down. Right, next up is Universal Large Greenhouse. This is by Anthix, 8.53 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it, as you can imagine, under greenhouses. Now, this does have a customization option, so if you click on that, we've got a colour choice. So we're going to go over red, so it's going to do the framework of the actual greenhouse. Right, fair enough. Now, this has got some interesting things in it. So you are going to be needing to put some water in, obviously, as a greenhouse would require. You can also have a different recipe for putting manure in. Yeah, so if we go in here, there's your production chain menu. Now, there is some bees up the top. For some strange reason, because you can actually get some honey out of this as well. So if you used to put a honey pallet spawn point down, you're going to get some honey, which is all right indeed. So, your production chain menu there. We've got the two different versions. So you got your, well, actually, scroll down that bit. There we are. So we've got one with water and manure. That's going to give you 20 out on the carrots. And then if you go for just water, it's going to give you 10. So basically, if you put in the manure in, you're going to get basically double out, more or less. Fair enough. Now, what you can also do, if you don't fancy spawning some pallets, you can come up to the old water troughs just there. You got the option there, B, block the pallet. So press that. I mean, it's not going to show anything. There is going to be just like an invisible barrier there, so you can't go into that area anymore, because obviously the blockage is on the go. But if you turn it off, you can then eventually, once it disappears, walk through that area, and then obviously your pallets will spawn. So fair enough on that one. Then we come down this side. So we have got a silo for taking stuff out. You may be thinking, hold on, if we got pallet spawn point there, what do we need a silo for? Well, some of these recipes are obviously loose crops. So you've got your grapes there, green beans, you can grow all that in there. Yeah, and you're going to get that out of the silo. You've got olives as well. So the pallets is not the only thing it's going to produce, which is all right indeed. Then, if we come over to this one here, we've got the option there to change the loading speed. So how fast it comes out the silo, you can have it set at 50,000 times or 5,000. So if you go for 50,000, your trailer is going to fill up. It's just going to be like, press, load, boom, done. Ah, fair enough. Now, if you weren't doing any of the croppage style growing in the greenhouse, you don't want the silos there, come across to this one, hide them, and away they go. They disappear underground, and then you've got all this space to be doing whatever you want with. Oh, that is all right indeed. I mean, to be doing your greenhousery and get some honey out of it at the same time, that is awesome. And next up is the Herculano HMB Pack. This is by ETA Lemaschois, 24.97 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them under trailers. Now, we've got the HMB 18,000. As the name would suggest, 18,100 litre capacity on that one. 26,650 to buy if you don't go for the extensions. So the standard base one is 15,300. Right, okay. So why make us pay for the extra one if you don't really want it? All right, we'll carry on. So it goes up to the original version as you come into the shop. Then you've got a bigger extension, so 21,000 litres, and then 23,800, and then back to 15.3. You have the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, and then Trelleborg on the tyres again. Some standard and standard 2s in there. Design is going to be standard. Warning signs, so these are going to be on the back. Let's have a little look. Right, warning signs. Yep, there we are. And then back to standard. Then you've got platform, which I'd imagine is going to be on the front, just there. There we are. And then beacon light is going to be, I'd imagine that's going to be around the back again, isn't it? Right, there we are. So, on the bottom, just above the license plate. So, LED version or your standard version. Then you've got your main colour, which is going to be red or black. Yeah, I'm liking the black, actually. Looks a lot better. Now, if you're thinking, even at the top end, 23,800 litres is not big enough, well, they've got a second version, the old HMB 24,000. So you're going to have a capacity of 26,600 and then 31,500 litres and then 36.4 and then back to, well, up to a 41,300 litres and then back to the original one. So 41,300 is going to be your top options. Now, the options to change things is going to be the same as the previous trailer. And obviously, this one is a little bit bigger and it's got 3 axles rather than the 2. So fair enough on that one. Right, next up is 800L diesel tank. This is by Hoster, 3.63 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under pallet tanks. Now, this has got an 800 litre capacity, weighs 850 kilo. So you're not going to be able to pick it up on your own. It's going to cost you £1 under 1,500 quid. So, all right, fair enough. The only option is to change the colour of the hand pump on the top. Fair enough. Now, this is interesting because it's obviously it comes full of diesel, which is right. It's not an 800 capacity. There's 800 litres in there to start with. Obviously, you move it around with a forklift truck. Then you lower it down. You can just put it on there like that. You know what? We'll nudge it in a little bit better. Then once you have got it on some sort of trailer, you can then come across and strap it down so it doesn't move away. Yeah, I'll put that. Oh, I missed it. I just happened to put it between those 2 straps. I couldn't have planned that even better if I tried. But you can strap it down so it doesn't move anywhere and then take it to wherever your stranded vehicle is and fill it back up with diesel. Oh, fair enough. Next up is the Annaburger Zunhammer tank. This is by HT Modding, 1.31 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under changing systems. Now, this has got a 25,000 litre capacity, 32.5 grand to buy, but you can change that capacity up to a 50,000 litre, 100,000 litre, or back to your 100,000 litres. And obviously, this is going to be doing your digestate and slurry, so 100,000 litres on that. I mean, you're going to keep your workers going all day with that sort of capacity. The options are going to be your chassis colour, so we'll go for grey. It's going to do that bit. And then your design colour is obviously going to be doing the tank itself. Now, this is part of the changing systems category, so to be using this, if you just click right stick in, you're going to be using this Annaburger trailer to hook it all onto. All right, fair enough. So next up is the Lode King Flatbed Aluminium. This is by Schleuters Modding, 6.56 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find it under trailers. Now, this is going to cost you 25 grand to buy if you don't go for the chrome rims. If you go for the standard silver ones, it's going to cost you £1 less just for painting your wheels. So go with that what you will. Now, this is going to be doing some bales for you. So 125 to 238 centimetre round bales and 120 centimetre to 488 centimetre square bales. So it is going to be able to do the extra bale capacities that some mods do put out, which is all right indeed. You do have the option of auto load, yes or no. Obviously, go for the yes. Wood supports, yes or no, puts us on the side. Then you've got your central axis position. So we've got number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and then back to number 1. So you can put your first or second axis, or whichever one you want to call it, pretty much anywhere you like towards the end of that trailer. That is all right indeed. Chassis colour is obviously going to be your chassis. You then got your main colour. We'll go for red. There we are. Going to do those bits. And then your rim colour, obviously, is going to be your rims. Right, so we've got a load of bales ready to be loaded up. And first off, you've got operating position and transport position. You know, it's the usual thing. But what I'm going to say is this. You're going to want to put the unloading assistant on. Yeah, because currently we have no options to move it as we unload it. But if we turn it on, L being down the D-pad, we then get the raised crane arm options. Yeah, just go with that. That's a lot easier. So we're going to do operating position. Yes, there we are. Load straight in, no problem. Now you do have the option on RB and left stick in to put a pro mode on, but it seems to be a little bit more fiddly picking them all up. So I'd say leave it on easy. So once you are ready to go, you then want to be doing transport position. You then press Y to unload the bales. Then you can move out with your right stick and LB, up and down. Job's a good one. And then when you're ready, press Y again, and they're down. Alright, I mean, there is some options in there that could get you a little bit foxed, if I'm completely honest, but I would say just stick with those ones, and you should be alright. LB and X. No one, it's... Oh dear. Oh, still on loading, that's why. We need to reset it. Operating position. There you are, boom, load straight in. Right, fair enough. So next up is the CLAAS Jaguar 695. This is by Eid123, 37.09 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Forage Harvesters. Now, it's going to have a 316 horsepower engine, 15 mile an hour top speed, and a 60 grand price tag, which is nice and cheap, to be fair, for a forage harvester. Not bad at all. You then change the engine output, so from 316 up to 326 horsepower, 342, 410, and then back to 316. But even the 410 horsepower is only 64 grand. That is all right indeed. Then going for your wheel brands, you've got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, and then back to Trelleborg again. You have additional weight. Actually, where is it going to... Is it going to be on a bumper? Yes, it is on a bumper around the back. So 800 kilo, and then nothing. So that's your one option on the weightage. Then you've got a silage additive tank. Yes or no. Puts that on there. 80 litre capacity. Jobs are good. Now, obviously, if you're going to be doing a bit of foraging, you're going to need some headers, and they've got you covered with that, because they've got the grass pickup, 3 metre working width, 8 mile an hour working speed, and a 12 grand price tag. And if you're not thinking of doing a bit of grass, well, they've got a standard, I'm going to say standard, but that's interesting, because the icons along the bottom are doing sunflowers and corn, and wheat and barley and oats and canola and sorghum and soybeans. So it's an all-in-one. All right, fair enough. I mean, it's not a standard harvester header, but obviously for a forage forage harvester, probably is. Well, next up is the Deutz AgroStar 6.71, 6.81 series. This is by DB Modding, 12.33 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under medium tractors. Now, it's got a 160 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a starting price of 75 grand. We can then change the engine setup, so we've got your 160 to 185 horsepower, and then back to your 160. So the 6.81 is your top engine horsepower version with 185. Then you've got your Trelleborg, Mitas, Michelin, Nokian, Continental, Raderstein, and then Trelleborg again. You got the all usual shenanigans on the go. I mean the standard twos, they're filling out those arches nicely, I must admit. And then you got the wides. Well, actually, the wides actually only change the front ones, but okay, fair enough. Extra lights. So we got yes or no. Then you got designs. So we've got standard, left beacon light, right beacon light, both. And then nothing. Attaches, so you've got 30 kilo front weight, you've got 275 kilo, 605, 935, front hydraulics, and then back to your 30. I mean, you're going to go for the front hydraulics, let's face it. Bit more versatile than just having a straight up weight on there. Then you've got your front loader attachers, you've got your quickie, your Hauer, and then nothing. You've got your front fenders, yes or no, although they do come as standard as yes. I mean, if you go for no, you're not getting a price reduction, but alright, fair enough. Now, there is one interesting animation with this one. When you've got the doors and you've got the back window that opens, if you do LB and right stick up and down, opens up the front window. Just don't drive backwards. Maybe your controller's working a lot better than mine, but I like that. So next up is the John Deere S7 series combines. This is by Sharpen Modding, 34.76 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under harvesters. Now, this has got a 547 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a 14,100 litre grainage tank. It's going to cost you 645 grand plus a bit of change. You then have the option of changing it from the S7 800 to the S7 900, which is going to be putting the horsepower up to 625. And then you've got the option of your Mitas, BKT, Michelin, Mitas again on the tyres. You've got a couple of different versions on the go in there. Basically some standards and wides, so fair enough. Design is going to be EU or US. That's going to be putting like the indicator stalks or your warning signs. And your rear axle width. So it starts off 121 inches, then goes to 128, 132, 133, 140, 144, then back to 121. So your 144 is your widest stance on the back axle. I mean, that's looking all right, that is, I must admit. Good old John Deere S7 harvester. Why not? So if one John Deere S7 is not enough for you, well, we've got a pack. All right, fair enough. This is the John Deere S7 S5. This is by AgroStar, 85.83 megabyte on the download. And we've got the S5 and the S7, as the name of the mod would suggest. So we've got the S5 500, the S7 600 700, and then the S7 800 900. Now, all these are going to have the same options, apart from obviously the capacities and then the horsepower. So the S5 has got a 275 horsepower engine and an 8,800 to 14,100 on the grain tank. The S7 600 700 is 382 to 460 horsepower and it's got the 10,600 to 17,500. And the one we're going to take a look at today is the S7 800 900. Now, it starts off 547 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a 12,500 litre grainage tank. It's going to cost you 345 grand. You can then change the grainage tank, so we can go up to a 12,500 litre with arches, although it doesn't actually change the capacity. Then got with the tarp on the top, then got a 17,500, a 14,800, and then with the arches, and then with a tarp, and then a 19,800. And then back to the, no, that's not the original actually, because that's carrying on. 14,100, well, that's 17 grand option extra. It's only giving you a little bit more, only give you 2,000 more. I mean, you might as well just spend 10 grand extra. That price doesn't seem to make much sense. It starts off with 12,500, you pay 17 grand extra for 14,100, or 10 grand extra for 19,000. I'd go with the 10 grand one. That's definitely a cheaper version. But all right, fair enough. Now, obviously, you got the 547 horsepower, 579 horsepower, 625, and then back to the 547. So the old S7 900 is your top version. Then you got your Continental, Michelin, Trelleborg, Lizard, and then back to Continental on the tyres. And what you have got is some broad tracks. Oh, yes. I mean, you've got your standard tracks as well, and you've got your twins and usual shenanigans, but the broad ones, they're the winner. You then got your signage. You've got Model 1, Model 2. Well, it says signage. It's actually your indicator stalks. So your Model 1 is basically nothing. Then you've got Model 2, which is your, I'd say, US-style version. Model 3 is going to be the warning signs for the EU version. Then Model 4 is going to be both. Because if why not have both versions all at the same time, or they're nothing. All right, fair enough. Then got your windows. You got your standard, your tinted 1, tinted 2, then 3, and then back to your standard. Lower cabin headlights, yes or no. All right, puts it there. Then you got front and rear signage. No front reflectors on the front there, as you can well imagine. You then got rear oversize. Then you got reflectors and oversize, or nothing. Exhaust, so you've got Model 1, Model 2, and then rear exhaust. I put it there under the pipe. All right, fair enough. Then I'd go with that one. Rear exhaust, that looks ace. Then we've got rear axle whips. You've got your standard. You've got width 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Standard. There you are. So your width 6. Man, that's as wide as the broad tracks. That is looking all right indeed, I must admit. Then you got your chopper. So you got your Model 1, Model 2, Model 3, then back to number 1 again. Then you got your speed stickers, yes or no, puts those on there. Then you got your extra mirrors, spin it around the front. So you got yes or no. We put the little extra ones on the side. Then you got your cabin sensors, no or yes. All right, fair enough. Whatever they're for. Then you got your cabin headlights. You've got double round or double square. Well, double rectangular to be fair. That's what it actually says. GPS antenna. You've got integrated or your Starfire 7000. Then you've got your rear triangle. Now it says yes is standard or no. I mean, having it taken off, they're charging you 20 extra. What's going on with that? They're charging you. I know it's only 20, and that's not a lot in the whole grander scheme of things, but they're charging you 20 extra to take it off. That's less material, but they're still charging you extra. Right, carry on. Rear reflectors, yes or no? And again, they're charging you 20 extra to remove something. Just don't put it there in the first place. That'd be a lot better. Pipe 7 meters, 7.9, 8.7, and then back to your 7, but a foldable version. 7.9 foldable, 8.7 foldable, and then back to the original solid pipe. Then you've got your bulk carrier top. So obviously, if you've gone for one of those, this is going to be the colour option for you. I mean, it's black or green. Let's face it. And then that's your options there. Now, once you get it out into the open, I mean, it's got some nice tricks up its sleeve, I must say. I mean, they've got piped doors and opens and all that shenanigans. I put my teeth in. But there is a couple of ones that I do like. I mean, we'll start up first. That'd be a good idea. LB and RB together and left stick left and right. It's going to be doing your door. No problem. LB and RB together and left stick, right stick even, left and right. It's going to be doing your ladder. Foldable ladder on your own. That is alright. I like that. Then if we press Y, we're going to go to your covers. So if you then do LB and RB together and right stick up and down, it's going to be doing that one. I need to stop driving backwards. LB and RB together and right stick left and right, can be doing that one. Then around this side, RB and then right stick up and down, and then RB and right stick left and right, and do that one. So you can now unfold both sets of ladders, get underneath, do a little bit of a clean up, that sort of thing, you know, because when you're out in the field, that is going to get all caked in straw and dust and whatever. So take it into your shop, into your workshop, your garage, whatever you want to call it, clean it all out. Jobs are good un. Oh, I like that. That is awesome. And the last mod for the day is the Matador and Mercator Pack. This is by Deutz, 92.58 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find them under harvesters. So the two different ones are the Matador Gigant and the Mercator 75. Now, they're basically the same thing. 90 horsepower, both engines, but the Matador's got a 2,150 litre capacity, and the Mercator, it's got a 3,000 capacity. Apart from that, the options are both going to be the same. Apart from this one, it's got one extra, which is actually going to be to add the cabin on. The other one hasn't got that, so fair enough. We're going to take a look at this one now. So 21.5 grand to buy. Obviously, it's got the 3,000 litre capacity, 90 horsepower engine. You can then change your wheel setup. So you got your standard or your standard. I mean, it's just saying standard. Nothing changes. I mean, stuff changes on the actual vehicle, but oh, now we're at standard 2s, then back to the original one. But okay, fair enough. Front lights on the sides or in the front. All right, so they are either on stalks or actually built into the framework. Okay, tools crate, yes or no. You're going to be putting that there. Then you've got warning triangle. We'll spin it around the back. You're going to be putting the old warning triangle on. You then got spare belts, yes or no. Okay, where's the spare belts? Is that those there by the seat? No. Interesting. There doesn't seem to be any belts. Unless I'm not seeing. I could potentially be missing it totally. And what about under there? Is there spare belts underneath? We'll carry on anyway, because we could be here all day trying to find these spare belts. But all right, no worries. Cabin, yes or no, if you go for the Mercator rather than the Matador. You then got your chopper round the back. So we got no 2. We got yes. We've got no again. So obviously the no 2 is just having a little bit of a cover just there for you. Then you got your design colour. It's going to be, well, green or that red. It's going to do is it the inside of the cabin? No. Okay, so what has that changed? That unless I'm missing something, it doesn't seem to have changed anything. We'll go with that green. I mean, is it because we've got the cabin on? Is it the seat? No, the seat's the same colour. All right, we'll try again. Red. Nope, nothing seems to be changing for me, but okay, fair enough. Design colour again is going to be, well, that's going to be the full body, but okay. Engine colour, we'll go over green. He's going to do something. I mean, it flickered. I mean, the engine's fully covered anyway. Is it inside? We'll try that again. Have a look there. So we'll go that. We'll go for silver. All right, internals. Interesting. I'm not sure you want to paint an internal one, but all right, fair enough. You then got your design colour again. We're going to go with a beige. It's going to do something. All right, we'll carry on. And then design colour again is going to be, well, that's going to be for your rims, though, isn't it? Or is it? Because that's the radiator grey and that's the rim colour. So there's another thing there that's just changed colour. Oh, that's the CLAAS logo. That one, obviously. Why would you not write it down that it's the logo? I mean, just have design colour on everything just to make it a lot easier. I mean, this bit here is going to do that top bit there. All right, and then you got your rims at the end, which is obviously going to be your rims. Right, old school. Fair enough. You want to go for one of those sort of role plays. Jobs are good one with this one. And then obviously you're going to need some headers to go on the front of it. We got the Cutter 3 meter, as the name would suggest, 3 meter working width, 4 mile an hour working speed, and a 4.5 grand price tag. You then got your crop dividers, number 1, number 2, and then back to number 1 again. Covers, yes or no. So it's going to be exposed in the old belts. That's all right. You then got your covers, Matador or Mercator. All right, where are they? Is that bit on the top there? No, that doesn't seem to be changing anything. All right, we'll carry on then. Your design color is going to be the main reel, and then the rest of it is obviously going to be that bit. Right, fair enough. Now, if you don't want to go for a 3 meter, they got a 4 meter cutter. Nearly said cover then. Same options as before, but obviously 4.2 meter rather than a 3 meter. 5.5 grand to buy. Now, obviously, this is going to fit in nicely if you're going for an old school role play. You know, this one's a little bit more old school than that one, but they're still looking old, you know, boxy design, that sort of thing. So that could fit in nicely with your role play. Now, the last mod for the day, even though I said the last one was the last mod, we've got this. Losing track of everything. We got the map, Angela Whispering Hollow. This is by Mr. T-Bone 39 and Shanty Boy, 28.21 megabyte. That's all it's going to use to download. That is very low for a map, I must admit. And the good thing about this is there's no required mods, which is always a good thing. Now it says, Angela Whispering Hollow, a fictional map based in Kentucky. Map is a good mixture of farming and forestry areas to keep you busy. Angela Whispering Hollow is dedicated to the memory of my sister. When I say my sister, I'm assuming that is coming from Mr. T-Bone 39. So fair enough on that one. Now, if you're coming on New Farmer, you're going to be using 1,102 slots. And also, if you're coming on New Farmer, you're going to own a bit of land, which is nowhere where you start from, because you actually start at the main shop. Right, no problem. And the land that you own is all the way up here. So we have got Field 21, 19, 18, 20, and 11, and also Area 86. So we click on that. We actually own all the verges in that bit. And it's the same with the other, I'm going to say, corners. I mean, Area 87 there, you could buy that. I mean, 664 grand. That's it's rather expensive, mind you. You can also buy, click on 95 if we can. There we are, Farmall 95. It's actually going to be like the roadways. I mean, 116 grand for the roads. All right. I mean, you got the same sort of thing down here. You know, you can buy that bit. And then obviously you could buy this square just there. And then, but you will have to buy the individual fields. Right. Just bear that in mind. Anyway, so I'm at the shop. That's where the start farm is. So I need to get up there. And as if by magic, here we are at the start farm, top left-hand corner of the map. Now, first off, we've got our sleep trigger by our house, just by the front door. The wardrobe trigger is down the side, just there for you. And we're going to carry on round. Now, the whole start farm area is, if I face it, it's based in a circle, which is all right indeed. And then you can come and open up these doors like that. There we are. Plenty of space to store some stuff in there, which is all right. Come over here. We've got a hay loft. So you load your stuff into there. You then take it out of there once it's done its thing. You then come across to here. We've got another little garage, shed, whatever you want to call it, in there. More storage on the go. We'll come around here. We've got diesel tank. So this is going to hold 5,000 litres. Fair enough. And then we'll come around here. And we've got our chicken coop. So we're going to that door. Yeah, a little bit of storage on the go there. So that means your pallet spawn point is just there. Loading input for your food is there. Then animal dialogue box is just there for you. There's nothing in there at the minute. it's completely empty. So you go and fill it up with whatever animal. Well, I say whatever animals. Can I fill it up with chickens? Let's face it. Well, I suppose you could put some ducks in there as well. And you have got these little buildings if you want to use. I mean, you will need to handball some stuff in. But yeah, there's storage there if you need it. Then you've got your mushroom greenhouse as well. So around the back, it's going to be your loading in point for your water. And pallet spawn point just there for you. You've got another open, I'm going to say open air shelter. I mean, the sides are open, the ends are open. Easily get your stuff in there with the harvester header still attached, like they have done. Obviously like that. Why would you detach it if you don't need to? And then in the middle of the farmyard is going to be your silo. So load in and load out just there. Jobs are good 'un. Now, obviously we have got a bit of equipment. So what do we start with on New Farmer? Oh, to be fair, we start with a lot of case equipment because we've got the Case IH 3020 Terraflex 25 foot, the Axial Flow 7150, the Magnum 400 power drive, the Puma 260 CVX drive, the Steiger 715 quad track, the Horsch Tiger 8 MT, the Kubota M77, the Kubota MB201, the Converland Optima RS, and the Quickie Q6M. Now, where it comes to the map, all this stuff on the old start farm, you can actually sell. So if you didn't fancy that being in the middle, sell it off and then put something else where you want it to be, which is all right indeed. Now, the actual fields that you start with as well, they're all, I'd say small, with a little bit of land in between. Now, me personally, I'll probably just plough those out, put them all together, jobs are good 'un. Now, there is a little bit of forestry on the go, so if you want to do that, the fields themselves are not, I'm going to say not worker friendly. You know what the workers are like, unless it's like this one here, a sort of squarish field. They do tend to be a little bit of interesting in their work ethic. But that being said, I mean, just do it yourself. I do anyway. I prefer doing it myself. Don't like hiring workers, but that's entirely up to you. No, it's just not a right map. Definitely plough those fields together on the start farm. We've got a few updates as well. It's got the Wheel Loader Shovel Pack by Mac Trucker 921. The map Welcome to Lendorf by Frankenpower. And there's no mention of a new save on that one, so that should be alright. The Vegetable Factory by Weekend Farmers de Reveven. The map Faff and Winkle by Bernie-esque. Now, it doesn't say specifically for the whole update for that's going to need a new save, but it has made Field 33 purchasable, but that requires a new save. So everything else should be alright. But if you want to buy Field 33, you are going to need a new save on that one. We've also got the Liebherr LTM 1450 mobile crane by Ross and Mods, and then the Al Takari winter equipment by AEN Design.